Welcome to a REDCap training topic session. We're going to cover participant lists and open surveys today. My name is Patrick, and we'll be covering the key points of adding participants for the survey, composing survey invitations through REDCap, and viewing the survey invitation log. All right, let's go over to REDCap. All right, and under project setup, make sure your project is enabled for surveys and use surveys in this project. There's a check mark over there. Okay, and in design your data collection instruments, let's go into our online designer to take a look at our survey. And as you can see, the first instrument is enabled. And some might ask, when would you use a participant list? And for surveys, you can use a participant list for emailing out your recipients and also to track who has taken your survey. And on the other hand, you have the open surveys or the public survey link URL. And if your first data collection instrument is enabled as a survey, as you can see here, enabled as a survey, this will be the instrument that will be the initial or baseline survey. And usually this is displayed as the public survey link, which is the single link that can be emailed to all participants or even posted on the website. Okay, let's take a look at that. And in case anyone is wondering, or if ever you enable a survey, that is how you will enable the survey instrument. And if ever you need to disable the survey, but if by accident you enabled the said survey, you can click on the pencil or just the icon and simply delete survey. And it will give you a nice little pop-up that says, give you a notice that if the survey is deleted, all participants will be removed from your participant list associated with the survey, and all survey links and return codes will cease to function for this survey. So anything tied to the survey that's being deleted will also have the participants removed. Okay, let's just go ahead if that's enabled by accident. Yep, and as you can see, the survey is disabled. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the public survey URL under manage survey participants. All right, and that is the unique link that is tied to the first instrument. And some might be wondering, what if I wanted my second instrument as a public survey URL? Well, you would simply go back to your online designer and say I would like Mike's form to be the initial or the baseline survey. Simply just click and drag, and it'll change accordingly. Give it a second. Yep. Okay, and let's go back to manage survey participants and take a look at our initial survey by clicking on Open Public Survey. Right, yeah, as you can see, it's changed to Mike's form as our initial survey. And let's go back to the training database. All right, some options for the public survey link are send me a URL via email, or a survey access code or a QR code. And for the survey access code and QR code, it allows both the respondents to begin a survey on another computer or device without someone having to email them an invitation. And this would be useful for respondents that are currently nearby, or if you'll be sending the survey invitation to a physical mailing address. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, and you can also click on the Print for Respondent button at the bottom if you wish to print out the instructions for the respondent. All right, let's close this out. And moving forward to participant list. All right, and let's go ahead and change back to tickets for the initial survey. Okay, let's go back to project setup, online designer, then tickets as our initial survey. And let's take a look at our participant list. Okay, and as you can see for the participant list, this allows you to send a customized email to anyone in your list and track who responds to your survey. And it's also possible to identify an individual's survey answers if desired by providing an identifier under participant identifier. You can enable, yes, enable, and you can edit it as you will to such as a name or another identifier of any sort. Okay, let's go ahead and disable that back again. And once a participant has responded, they will not be able to take the survey again. If a participant's email address needs to be changed after it has been added to the participant list, you may click on the email address in the list to begin editing it. Like for example, if you need to edit a email, just simply click and edit as you would. Save. Right? And in order to identify a specific participant survey responses, again, you can use the participant identifier after adding them to the participant list below. And if you truly need anonymous data, go ahead and use public survey link. But if you truly need to use participant lists you can strip away the data, permanent or forever strip away the data without anyone going back to find out the identity of the individual from which the data was obtained. To do this, you would export a copy of REDCap dataset or remove all participants from the participant list. This button right here, remove all participants. This will delete all links between the email addresses and data collected, including survey date, timestamps, date time entered. It will be still available in the logging module, which if you have it under your user rights, it would be under applications for logging. Okay, and this also ensures that identities cannot be reverse engineered in REDCap. And it's also recommended that if data collection must be anonymous in real time, then the participant list should not be used. Use the public survey link instead. And it's recommended also to keep access to the managed survey participants tool restricted, since it's a small number of respondents would be easily identifiable from the participant list and the edit records page, which would be located under data collection, managed survey participants, and records. And again, this information can be found under help and FAQ section. And let's go ahead and move on to compose survey invitations. Okay, let's go ahead and click on compose survey invitations. And as you can see, you can choose and customize when should the emails be sent out. When you're using the participant list, you can send it out immediately at a specified time, and a pop-up will come up with which you can choose the time, specific hour, day, minute. And also there's enable reminders. You can resend invitation as a reminder if a participant has not responded by a specific time. And it can be sent up to 5 times just to avoid spam or whatnot. And it can be sent every day, weekday, weekend day, and etc. Or another exact time for reminders. Okay. And a little icon on the side will also show you whether the message has been sent. And again, this can be found in the participant list. Whether the invitation list has been sent, it'll have a green check mark by it. If it be a future invitation, it'll have a timer beside it, such as the scheduling it for a future time. For John Williams, looks like he'll have a survey to take on Thanksgiving Day. Okay, and let's go ahead to survey invitation log. Okay, and under survey invitation log, Listed below are the survey invitations that already has been sent out or have been scheduled to be sent to survey participants for this project. For each invitation, it displays the participant email, participant ID if it exists, right down here, the survey name. As you can see, it's for the survey tickets, and the date and time in which the invitation was or will be sent. And as you can see for John Williams, it will be sent in a future time at Thanksgiving Day at 10:02 a.m. And if you want to display any other participants, you can click on View Past Invitations. And as you can see, these will be immediate, or these were immediate invitations sent out to Jim Taylor and Putnam. And as you can see, it also shows the date, and you can also view the invite for them or the survey link that was sent out, and whether they responded or not, or any errors, if any. Okay, and also you can filter it out to display only sent invitations, only scheduled invitations, only invitations that failed to send, or also display all surveys, or your other instruments that have been enabled as a survey or are pending for a survey queue, whatnot. And any responses such as unresponded, partial responses, completed responses. Like for ours, there will not be partial responses as no one has responded yet, and we can just test this out. Partial responses, apply filters, and as working as intended, there are no partial responses. Okay. And again, to wrap this up, it's recommended to use public survey link if keeping data anonymous, and if ever you wish to track any participants, you would use, or whether they responded or what, like for invitation sent, whatnot, you would use a participant list. Okay. And that pretty much wraps up the key points on how to add participants for the survey.